Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and this video will showcase the lap times, top speeds and race tiers of all the day 1 cars from the GTA 5 Agents of Sabotage update. If you want to see how all vehicles from all classes perform, check the brand new for 2024 testing videos in the playlist linked in the description, and be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on future testing of new vehicles added to GTA 5 and beyond. So first up, we've got the Chavos S, and it goes straight to the top of the sedans class, but only just. It beats the lap time of the Cinque Mille by only 17 thousandths of a second, but its top speed really lets it down, being the slowest of the top tier of sedans, even slower than the Tailgater S. So while the Cinque Mille is probably going to continue to be the best overall pick for sedan races for most tracks, the Chavos gives another high grip option in addition to the Tailgater in what is now a very well balanced and still untouched by HSW sedans class, with 6 cars all competitive at the very top. Now next up, the Jester RR widebody. It's a weird one, isn't it? It's got no visual customizations, you can't remove the livery, and it's a separate vehicle to buy rather than just being a Benny's upgrade for the regular Jester RR, unlike say the 10F and the 10F widebody. It's also nothing to shout about for performance really. It's 1.3 seconds per lap faster than the regular Jester RR for lap time, but almost 10 mph slower than its normal counterpart for top speed, and honestly it's not as nice to drive as it either. It lands in the D tier alongside things like the Elegy RH8, 10F widebody and Jester race car. The Banshee GTS on the other hand finds itself in tier B for the sports class, and almost a perfect match for the Pariah, being 23 thousandths quicker for lap time. That top speed of 138 mph though makes it the fastest non-HSW and non-rocket powered car in the game, being half a mile per hour faster than the previous best of the Weevil custom muscle car and 2 miles per hour faster than the long time holder before that of the Pariah that it just matched for lap time. But what do you think will happen when an HSW upgrade is given to a car that is already the fastest non-HSW car in the game for top speed? Well, of course, you get the fastest HSW car in the game for top speed. Clocking in at a whopping 172.5 miles per hour, the Banshee GTS HSW is a monster in a straight line. It's 4 miles per hour faster than the previous best of the Italy GTO Stinger TT, it's also a lot nicer to drive than the Stinger TT, and it's the first car ever to break 170 miles per hour. That includes all other HSW cars, rocket powered cars, whatever else. This thing has a higher top speed than every single car, motorcycle, boat and helicopter in the game, and only 13 planes have a higher top speed than the HSW Banshee GTS. That's right, it's the 14th quickest vehicle overall in the game. For top speed anyway. Since HSW upgrades don't increase grip, it's still the same Banshee in the corners that matched the Pariah for lap time that we just saw, so it can't hold a candle from a lap time perspective to the top 2 sports cars of the Niobe and the La Carouse, being almost 2 seconds per lap slower than the Niobe at least, due to its combination of HSW top speeds and ridiculous levels of grip. Having said that, the Banshee does have a 30 mph top speed advantage over the La Carouse and a 15 mph advantage over the Niobe, so depending on the track, that disadvantage in the corners could be quite quickly eaten up if there's enough straights. The Niobe is still the quickest all-round car in the game for sure, but the Banshee is definitely an interesting addition to the top tier of sports. And just to provide some perspective, the non-HSW Banshee GTS has basically the exact same lap time as the HSW version of the original Banshee. Such is the inevitable power creep of new cars. I do still wish more older cars were given the HSW treatment rather than just some random new ones every time, but you know, it's nice to have a massive top speed car that actually drives quite nicely as well, and it will be bloody fun to race with this car, given the length of some of the braking zones that you need once it gets up to its top speed. And obviously a lot of the attention is being put on the HSW version of the Banshee GTS, but if you're on the old gen versions of the game which doesn't have HSW, or if HSW is turned off in races, the Banshee GTS is still the quickest top speed car in the game. You know, when you're just talking about original programming of cars, that 138 mph without the HSW upgrades is still the highest top speed from any normal car in the game. So you're getting it on both sides with the Banshee GTS, whether it's HSW upgraded or not. It is very, very quick in a straight line. Nice to drive around the corners, not as grippy as some other stuff that is in the game, but it's a fun car to drive and certainly a worthy car to hold the Banshee name. And I just want to give one final note on the Chavos because we kind of glossed over it. You know, it's the only car that's taken the top spot for lap time in this DLC so far. Obviously there was only 4 cars to look at, but please do remember the big caveat with that. Don't just take the Chavos and expect it's going to be the best car for sedan races. It might have the best lap time by a fraction of a second, but it does have the worst top speed of the top tier of sedans, and it is significantly down on the car that it just pipped to the top spot for lap time. Despite that though, it's definitely a case at this point of the sedans class being the last bastion of balance, untouched by HSW and 6 cars at the top of the class separated by 0.2 of a second. That might be the closest top of a class that we've ever had across any class in the last 11 years. It's quite amazing actually, the sedans class, and yeah, nice to see some balance at least somewhere, and in a class with no HSW as well. But that is everything for this video. Please consider supporting on Patreon or become a YouTube member if you do want to support my work and get some extra perks for doing so, such as early access to videos and other testing results. Also remember to read the description for more info, comment with your thoughts, like the video if you enjoyed or found it helpful, and subscribe for more. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.